A weather impact alert is in place in anticipation of an incoming windstorm that starts tonight and lasts through Wednesday.
Our crews are ready to respond at a moment's notice.
And as part of our weather impact alert coverage tonight, we are breaking down how you can stay prepared when the high winds strike. Plus, after years of lawsuits and multiple inmate deaths, Spokane County is changing who provides medical care inside the jail. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. All right, we start tonight in KREM 2 weather impact alert mode as we continue to track those strong winds that are heading to our region. Let's get right outside right now to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo to talk about how strong of winds we're talking, Jeremy, and the timeline of when they arrive.
Well, Mark, you're already hearing some of that wind as we currently stand outside, but wind is only going to pick up from here 60 to 70 miles per hour as we move through the next 12 hours. It is going to ramp up really starting about 4 a.m. tomorrow. Until then, expect gusts around 30 to maybe even 40 miles per hour. Temperatures are on the warm side. We sit at 48 degrees. If it weren't for the wind, I would be hot out here, but it is windy and wind is expected to pick up. 60 to 70 miles per hour puts us in wind warning realm. A high wind warning means damage is likely, and once again starts ramping up about 4 a.m., gets cranking by 6 a.m., and continues through the morning commute. Blizzard warnings in effect for the Cascades, and that is in anticipation of 10 to 20 inches of snow and wind gusting at over 50 miles per hour. Already starting to see a little bit of moisture fill in. I have a few raindrops coming down here on the South Hill. Those are going to fill in quite quickly here in the next half hour for much of eastern Washington, and then just continue overnight. By tomorrow morning, when that wind starts picking up, our moisture is going to start to break up. By the time the sun comes up, think around 7 a.m., we'll have enough breaks in those clouds that will get atmospheric mixing. So even though we're sunny tomorrow, the event isn't over. Wind stays strong through the day tomorrow, and that's why we're under that weather impact alert. There's a chance of snow, rain, and more wind arriving on Thursday, so we're staying in alert mode for one more day after the wind. Mark?
Sounds good. Jeremy will check back in with you later in the show tonight. And with potentially damaging winds in the forecast, local power companies are gearing up for a busy night and day ahead. That includes Avista, which serves nearly 430,000 customers. KREM 2's Regan Gallo has more on how they're preparing and what they say you should do at home too. Regan?
Mark, I'm on the South Hill right now, just off of High Drive, looking over Highway 195, and I can feel that strong wind already. And like Jeremy says, it's only going to increase throughout the evening. Now, I spoke to officials from Avista Utilities as well as Spokane County Emergency Management, and both groups say that they have teams prepped and ready to go for an all-night weather event into Wednesday. Now, also, both groups expressed concern that saturated soil from recent rain and flooding has weakened trees, increasing the risk of down power lines and blocked roads with those high winds. They say it's important for customers and residents to prepare by bringing in anything outside of the home that may fly away or get knocked down. Now, Avista Utilities say their customers spread from Othello to Kellogg, and they say they will be working around the clock to restore lost power.
Each storm is unique. This particular storm comes with some strong winds. And with that saturated soil, it means that those trees are going to uproot and come in contact with our power lines. Also, those strong winds are going to cause debris and tree limbs to come into our power lines as well, resulting in outages for our customers.
It will impact the morning commute, and that could be down trees, down power lines, but do give yourself extra time.
Now, officials also encourage people to prepare the home with food, flashlights, a generator in case of a power outage. Also to bring pets and animals indoors because of the high wind. And if you're driving on the roadways, take extra precaution if you have a lifted vehicle, and do not drive over downed power lines or touch them as well. Now, officials also want to make sure that you stay updated on any wind and weather events going on outside. For Spokane County, that is Alert Spokane. For Kootenai County, that's Alert Kootenai. And if you're an Avista customer, you can get their smartphone app. It's an outage map that gives you all those updates as well. KREM 2 News will also be updating throughout the night and tomorrow on KREM.com. I'm reporting on the South Hill in Spokane, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
Good information there, Regan. Thank you very much. Well, in other news, after nearly 500 days away from home, a wildland firefighter injured in the line of duty is finally back in Idaho. Family, friends, and fellow firefighters welcomed Justin Shaw home yesterday. A procession escorted Justin back to his home in Boise, which was remodeled to become more accessible. The Shaw family says the support from around the nation has meant everything. Well, an exciting day in Pullman today as Washington State University officially introduced new Cougar head football coach Kirby Moore to the Pullman faithful. Coach Moore is excited to lead WSU to the top of the new Pac-12, but above all else, the Prosser native is thrilled to be back home.
I think for me, right, it's home. I grew up watching Cougar football success, right? Rose Bowls, Mike Price, Bill Doba, and there's the ability right now, right, to win in this new Pac-12 footprint. And obviously there's a family component as well. My wife has sacrificed an incredible amount, and this was an incredible opportunity here in Pullman.
Sports Director Andrew Quinn has a full report from Pullman coming up on KREM 2 News at 6 tonight. Also coming up, as another atmospheric river makes its way across western Washington, Governor Bob Ferguson gives remarks on the impact it's had on the state so far. And later, we break down why Spokane is switching up who provides medical care inside the Spokane County Jail. That story in just 9 minutes.